So this is a significant development. This is the video that I was referring to, the article I was referring to in the last market update alert video. China readies for war with new unmanned super tanks powered by AI. Hey guys, everything new under the sun. We're taking a look at end-time Bible prophecies and taking a look at events that are occurring in the news, in your newspaper, in the headlines that reflect really, that show us that we are in the last days. This article is from shtfplan.com. And that China is getting its military ready. Why? Well, it's getting its military ready for its eventual use of its military in an economic collapse crisis scenario. So when they are ready to pull the plug on the world economy by dumping US dollars and causing an economic collapse around the world, they will have their military ready. And not only their military, because at that point in time, there may be people starving, but I'm sure they can manage that. But they know there's going to be a lot of people starving. So they're creating tanks that they don't need to feed anymore. These are AI, artificial intelligence-driven tanks. The Chinese military appears to be bracing itself for a major war. I think the result of an economic collapse, which I think is part and parcel of the end-time prophetic outline. The country just unleashed their new unmanned super tanks that are powered by AI. The nuclear nation of China is constantly seeking advancements in their military and weapons technology, but they seem to be going at breakneck speed right now. The communist nation is looking to link up tanks to aircraft and satellites and make them work in a more deadly ways than their human-driven versions. Chief editor of Tank and Armored Vehicle, Liu Qinshan, said the Chinese will be capable of continuous combat with greater speed and higher lethality thanks to these tanks. The news comes as the country looks to revolutionize its already dangerous armed forces. They have potentially 200 million man standing army that they could employ, and the Bible speaks of 200 million men in the prophetic wars to come. The news comes as the country looks to revolutionize their dangerous armed forces. The major overhaul of the People's Liberation Army, the Chinese military, is occurring during ominous times when fears of a third world war are at the forefront of minds of people globally. And that's what we've been talking about, the World War III, as though Russia is preparing for this. China is preparing this. Russia is also thought to have gone at least this far in development of unmanned tanks and weapons. It said the Russian Armada main battle tank will have the potential to be fully unmanned because Russian and Chinese advancements in military weapons. The United States has been stepping up their quest, so they're lagging apparently behind in their research of AI. Army and industry weapon developers in the U.S. have begun to work on advanced next-generation Abrams tanks, specifically engineered with new weapons, ammunition, laser spotters, and advanced thermal sights, able to outrange, outgun, and outmatch the most modern Russian and Chinese tanks. Right now, we are at parity with near-peer competitors, and the sight upgrade will give us operational overmatch, apparently. This is according to U.S. Lieutenant Colonel Justin Schell, the Army's product manager for Abrams. So the general consensus is that China is all but ready for an all-out war, and Russia is not that far behind. So a significant article there. I'm going to leave it there. This is huge because this is really dovetails with all the other events that are happening, the World War III speculation, the events happening in the Middle East, the things that the Bible says are coming very quickly and very soon, I believe. And I think there's going to be some big biblical events and big significant biblical wars transpire in 2018. And Russia and China know what's coming. They're ready for it. They have their unmanned vehicles ready to go in the event of a complete worldwide total economic collapse, which is what I spoke about in my last video, but the market alert. So they're ready to go. And we need to be prepared. I don't know if the U.S. is prepared. I think they're outmatched at this point. I think they're just playing catch up. And regardless, they're not going to be able to get their tanks and military over, even if they do upgrade them, over to the Middle East fast enough. China and Russia are already there. They just have to drive over land and over a couple of bridges to get to the Middle East to participate in World War III. The U.S. does not have that ability. Not to mention the fact that, of course, the U.S. is not mentioned in end time Bible prophecies in any significant way. So they're not going to be part of this. I believe what happens is China plays the economic card, or maybe Russia does in collusion with China. They start dumping their U.S. dollars. They cause the U.S. to go into economic decline and collapse. They cause a economic collapse worldwide, but the ones most affected by that are first world countries, the Western countries. And of course, the Western countries are the exact countries that we don't really see playing any large part in end-time Bible prophecy. So the suggestion that a complete and total worldwide economic collapse is actually what takes them out is more plausible than ever. And China and Russia know what's coming. I don't know if they read the Bible or not, but they're getting their armies ready. I think they know that an economic collapse comes first. That takes out the U.S., that takes out their main enemy, their main competitor. And then once they have that, as long as they have their armies ready to go, they can keep their country stable, and they can take land, they can destroy Israel, they can do whatever they want in terms of World War III after that point. So the priorities are get their armies ready. This is what China and Russia have done already. They're ready to go. Then pull the plug on the economy, and then set up a one world government, prophetically speaking. And this is what these countries have done and are ready to do at any moment now. So significant stuff, guys. You are living in Bible times. You are living in biblically, prophetically significant times. Russia and China are major players in the last day battles, and they're ready to go. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.